Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shower Party Podcast. I'm Liam Salvage. This is the Forrest Gump listening experience. You can fall asleep to the sounds of Forrest Gump lovemaking all night long. There's shrimp in the background frying, and that's what you can hear all night long. I've been practicing my Forrest Gump. Welcome, I'm Liam Salvage, episode 134 of the Shower Party. Today's the news. We're breaking boundaries and delivering the news on the 5 o'clock hour. Later on, traffic and weather. I've been a good boy, and I didn't want to ask my friends to be on my stupid podcast for this week, so I decided to do it alone. And we're gonna break boundaries and deliver the news, all in the voice of Forrest Gump. And if you want a different listening experience, this will be recorded on multi-track of me doing Forrest Gump. But if you listen at a certain frequency, you will be able to hear an Indian accent doing the whole broadcast. So if that's what you prefer, if you want to listen to the Indian version, go ahead and tune it into like 4,000 hertz. It's like a dog whistle, but that's because it's racist. So you have to listen to the dog whistle frequency in order to hear the Indian version of the news. All right, let's get into it. So I guess Facebook and Instagram ads have pushed gun silencers disguised as car parts. That's like something you can see on your Instagram feed whenever you see one of those ads going on. And I'm selling a couch on Facebook Marketplace, but it's actually free use of my asshole to local gay men. We all know what we're buying. There's no mistake in what you're buying. There's certain words you can use. And me, personally, when I'm selling a couch on Facebook Marketplace, it's free use of my asshole. Local college kids, do they just want something to sit on? Yeah, they know what they're buying. Something to sit on, my penis. Okay? When I'm selling a couch, you know what you're buying. Just like these car parts, you know you're getting a silencer to do some good in the neighborhood. You know you're just trying to get a silencer so you can quietly kill those porch pirates. The guys coming up on your Ring doorbells, you just want to do it a little bit quieter. Instead of making a tussle in the front yard where the police have to come, you just want to do it silently. It's so much easier. If you want to kill your wife and kids quietly, that's what you need to do. You need to buy a silencer disguised as brake pads for your car. Boy, this brake pad, sir, is cylindrical and fits on a gun really well. That's what you're buying when you go onto Facebook Marketplace or Instagram ads. You're buying Temu car parts. They come as a gun, a full gun. Do they make guns in China? I feel like those are still like the one thing American made. I feel like they wouldn't allow those to be out on the streets to fight back against the CCP. I feel like those have to be American made, and that's why go out there and buy a gun if you want to support the economy. If you want to support the economy, just kill one of your local CEOs by buying a gun, and you can help the Dow Jones go up. Here's my thing on killing CEOs. You shouldn't do it because then the prices are going to go up because they're going to hire security. They're going to hire former Navy SEALs and increase the amount of money you have to pay because some jackass killed them. Now they have a SEAL Team 6 behind their backs. You're paying them $1 million a year, and it's no good. If you want to drive down the price of a McDonald's cheeseburger, just get like 30,000 points on the McDonald's app, and it's free. If you want to not have to pay $12 for a meal at McDonald's, buy it and then get the points, and then just get the McDonald's burger for free. Just do that. Do what I do. You can sit on a couch, but you can just sit on my dick. Local college kids are coming back in town. They need a couch to sit on. They're going to sit on my penis. That's the couch that they're buying. We all know what we're buying. Oh, in other news, if you notice, Tim Allen's up. Home Improvement star arrested for the third time in 12 months, and it wasn't Tim Allen for shittily putting out Santa Claus movies after the first one. Tim Allen goes unpunished, but we have other Home Improvement stars getting arrested. You're telling me that Tim Allen doesn't deserve to face consequences for putting out Santa Claus 2, the Santa Claus 3, the Santa Claus 4, now streaming on Disney Plus, with just awful. I mean, it's just awful. Every Christmas movie should end at 1, because you learn your lesson. And the lesson of the Santa Claus is that Santa is real, and you need to believe in him, and that Jews are the elves. You got David Berkowitz, or whatever, David Krumholtz is the head elf. He's Jewish. and he's in the Santa Claus, really telling them that the Christians formed the Kris Kringle, and then they just said, hey, who can make these elves in an orderly fashion and keep track of the money coming in and out? Oh yeah, that's David Krumholtz, the head Jew. The head elf must be Jewish. No, what was his name? Zachary Ty Bryan did go to jail for beating his wife, but I do believe Tim Allen should be there right beside him. It's only what's necessary for the course of Christmas Future to go as planned. We can't have the Santa Claus 5 coming out when Tim Allen's 83 and have another conservative Christmas movie. Now that I guess that's what they are probably. After you got Man with a Plan or Home Improvement and then Last Man Standing, the trajectory of the Santa Claus 6 is going to include a Corvette which he rides into January 6th because all Tim Allen does is cars. And a little minor conservatism and minor racism because the head Jew is the head elf. There was no It's a Wonderful Life 2 because he learned his lesson. There is no The Grinch 2 because he learned how to enjoy Christmas. You know? It's a Wonderful Life 2 would have just been, the guy actually killing himself. That's what it would have devolved into. Once you go past number 1, you kind of lose ideas. So then you have the devil on his shoulder instead of the angel. What was his name? I forget his name. I'm very bad at names in movies, but if you understood where my head was going, you'd be like, damn, these are some pretty good references. It's a Wonderful Life 2 would have been that little angel coming down and been like, actually, God sent me to hell and he wants you to kill yourself. Oh, the bank, though. The bank. I gotta save the bank and my kids. No, sir, you have to kill yourself. It's a Wonderful Life 2, and in this one, we reverse everything you did in number 1. You're still depressed in number 2. Oh, but I don't want to kill myself. I'm George Bailey, and I get a big name in town now. You gotta kill yourself, especially with that whiny voice. It sounds like you should put a toaster. Our toaster's around 19, whatever it was. You got to put a toaster in the bathtub in order for the Christmas spirit to come back to the town. Oh, but what about all those condos that Mr. Potter's trying to put out? No, we're gonna make a lot more condos after you kill yourself. It's just you have to do it. Oh, but Mr. Bailey, now Mr. Potter's gonna take over the town. No, I think he's dead too now. He's like 80. He's like 90 years old in the first movie. I think he's dead. I think he's the first one to die out of that crew. There is only, I think the last person of It's a Wonderful Life died. The little kid, Zelda, I think she died recently. So It's a Wonderful Life. Thank God they can't make another one. Everyone's gone. They can't do a reboot of It's a Wonderful Life. So Tim Allen weirdly looks like my father. So when I disparage Tim Allen, it really hurts me in the soul. I don't want to disparage Tim Allen because he looks fatherly to me. But sadly, I have to make fun of his conservative ways because it's funny to do. It's funny to flip-flop on the podcast of being wildly racist, but also weirdly liberal at times. It's fun to do that for me. So we can't have Tim the Toolman Taylor coming out here and having a good time. I want him to have a weird time in life. I don't think he should be making the Santa Claus. I think he should be forced to be on the third sister channel of Fox News, just reviewing Corvettes. That's the life Tim Allen should have at this point. He's peaked. He peaked in the 90s with Home Improvement, a fun show, and he should be gone. He should be out of the zeitgeist at this point. But instead, every now and then, he makes a weird headlines for almost saying the N-word, and we're like, yeah, that's pretty cool of him. And then he makes TV shows that are bad, and I'm like, actually, he's bad. He's a bad man. It's cool when he almost said the N-word, but now that he's making a TV show that's about Corvettes, he needs to go to jail. I think that Santa Claus 4, they probably make like a cool car, his sleigh, and then the elves can't work on it, so they have to like invite some immigrant workers into the North Pole, so they have Mexicans working on his car because they're the only ones that can do it right. Tim the Toolman Taylor did make the elves in the North Pole all Mexican because that's the way he wants it. They probably did start making more diverse elves instead of just like the little black girl, little white girl, and then the main Jew elf himself. They probably made it even more diverse, so it does look more racist upon looking at it when you just see a bunch of Mexican kids working and Chinese kids. It's no white elves. It's just Chinese and Mexican elves working to make toys for Tim the Toolman Taylor. We can pay these elves 25 cents on the dollar to make the same toys that the white elves did. Toolman tip number 54. Just hire Mexican elves, and Santa will be a lot happier and jollier. So there was on Twitter today that I guess Notch is the creator of Minecraft. He put out a poll saying, should I make Minecraft 2, which is coming at a perfect time, just perfectly in sync with a new generation being born to be able to jerk off to squares like my generation did. It came out at a perfect time. I was like 12 years old when Minecraft came out, so we had just a generation of people jerking off to the creeper from Minecraft. It's perfectly. What is it, Generation Alpha, or is it Beta is being born this year? That means they're going to be just in time. The development of this game is going to sync up where they can masturbate to blocks. It's so perfect. If he does it right, we can take all the socially awkward 12-year-olds in 12 years' time and allow them to have sex with blocks instead of running into crowds of people. If we don't have Minecraft 2 coming out in the next 12 years, then these kids are just going to be racist online. If they have to be creative with only blocks, a simple medium, if kids have virtual Legos to play with, they won't be being terrorists and racist online. If we have the Minecraft 2 coming out very soon, we won't have we'll decrease the amount of N-words said on Twitter by 50% in the next 12 years. It's really return on investment. We should be backing Notch to be making Minecraft 2 so that we can slow down these kids from being racist online. And therefore also breaking the blockchain of Bitcoin. If you're not saying the N-word online, then there's no monetary value backing the Bitcoin because they're saying the N-word. So the N-word is what backs the Bitcoin, and if we don't have that, we're going to make it back to the Reagan-era economics. That's why we need Minecraft 2, so that we can have the gold backing the trickle-down economics, and really we just need Minecraft 2 to right the social wrongs that the original Minecraft has not been able to keep up with. Minecraft did a solid job of keeping my generation at bay, but there's a new generation, and they're at with a vengeance. These 2025 babies are going to be racist online, and we need to curb them. We need to curb their enthusiasm for racism. Ironically, Larry David is their prime suspect. That old, rich Jew, they're going to take him down if there's no Minecraft 2 out there. They're going to be online saying slurs about Larry David. We need to curb their enthusiasm. Oh, back to McDonald's. I do have $35,000, 35,000 points on the McDonald's app, and I don't know what I should do with them. I believe I should invest it into some kind of 401k or something, but it's so delicious to invest in a quarter pounder for instant consumption. I don't want to rack up 100,000 points so I can get my very own McDonald's location. I think I just want to keep on getting free quarter pounders with cheese. Life would be so much simpler if it was just a McDonald's points situation. If my bank account was just filled with McDonald's points, it would be so much easier to know how much money I have. If I have $1,000 in the bank, that means I have 100,000 McDonald's points. I think I'd be able to visualize buying a home a lot easier. Oh, buying a house is only 20,000 quarter pounders with cheese. That's a lot easier to think about. A house is 1,000,000 McDonald's points. That's easy. That's easy math. But then I gotta sit down there and I gotta think the dollar's worth 100 cents. This house is $300,000. I don't know how much this is actually gonna set me back. How many quarter pounders of cheese is one house? I don't know if I can do the math or respond on the spot. This is a broadcast of the Shower Party News Network. We have locks on the doors that lock. At the Shower Party News Network, we really just, it's every host here is a Matt Lauer of sorts. We have locks that can be pushed underneath the desk right here. If I push this, the door locks, and any male secretary that's in here is not going to have a good time. We only do male secretaries here because we're trying to push the status quo, but we do still have the locks. We're trying to be net neutral in the political world. We're trying to be right down the middle, so we still do intimidate the male interns and secretaries, but they are male because we think that females should be in the boardroom. but the males are the secretaries because they can type faster. It really should be males being secretaries because they don't have acrylic nails on, and they can probably type at 30% faster. It's like the Olympics. You don't want to have the women swimming with the men because the men can type so much faster. That's why we only have male secretaries, but women, they got these big ideas that you got to tamper down. That's why they're in the boardroom. So the men can type their wide ideas very fast. And then you have the head honcho, me, the head of Shower Party News Network, coming in there and saying, like, ladies, we don't have enough money to back these ideas. And then you meet in the middle. And the meeting in the middle is putting locks on all the doors so we can trap the male secretaries into the room with us against their will. We like to have a controversy around every one of our hosts here at the Shower Party News Network. But the same controversy for every one of them, so they know we're not solving the problems. We want to have the same problem for all of our anchors, so they know, like, we're aware of it, but we just like it. We like having that in our culture of the newsroom. We like having a little bit of danger around us, because, if you're reporting on Iraqi bombs going off, you want to have a little bit of danger mentally within the newsroom. Otherwise, it's not sincere when we're reporting the news. We haven't experienced looking down the barrel and pulling the trigger of a wife and kids while you're in the military. We get that experience from locking a male intern in the room with us and trapping them there. That's what the Shower Party News Network is all about. There's really nothing else in the news that I've deemed interesting to talk about. It's really hard to look at the news, and then you got, like, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, and you got all these wars going on. It's hard to find fun things to talk about in the news. Like, what is his name? Zachary Ty Bryan going to jail. That's the most fun thing I could think of. It's like, dude, Tim Allen? Yeah, he needs to be in prison. He got out by snitching on everyone else, and he should have been in there the longest. They should have seen that he had the glimmer of Hollywood in his eyes, and they should have kept him in prison for life. Tim Allen should have gotten the death penalty for smuggling that coke along that airline instead of getting out by snitching. They should have said, he's probably going to go to Hollywood and make car TV shows and the Santa Claus 1s through 4. 1 was good. We don't need any more. The kid grew up. His kid knows Santa's real. There's no reason to teach your kid that Santa's real anymore. We know it. If the Santa Claus, if he just went on television and started rattling off, he could make it so everyone believes in Santa, and he can have his powers forever. He just needs to come out like Iron Man, be like, yes, I am Santa Claus, and here's some Christmas magic to prove it. Do you think when they try to cast a new Santa movie, they just go on a Carnival Cruise Line and see which fat fuck can play the part the best? They're like, what guy looks cool to be behind a sleigh? Which one at the buffet is going to put on enough weight for this Santa Claus movie on the Hallmark Channel to play the best? Oh, there he is. This is his 10th cruise, and this is his 5th plate at this moment. He's going to be great at Santa Claus. Let's groom him to be a Santa Claus. Let's give him some undue stress, turn his hair white, and keep him as fat as he is. This Carnival Cruise Line is going to be the set of the Santa Claus. Do you think there's any 12-year-olds out there that are going to start jerking off to Jack Black because he is Steve from Minecraft? That's going to be a big issue for me when I have kids eventually. If Minecraft 2 comes out and Jack Black is still around to play Steve 2, my kid's going to be jerking off to Jack Black, the School of Rock guy. I don't want him to be Steve from Minecraft if my kids are going to start jerking off to him fucking a creeper with big tits. I don't want a big square-titted creeper in my household where Jack Black is fucking it. There has to be a new block form of entertainment going to come out in the next 20 years that isn't Minecraft 2. Because in the 80s through the 2000s, you had Legos. Autistic kids loved that. Then you had Minecraft, and it was catered toward the autistic mind. Just mining and crafting and blocks and imagination. There's got to be some form of new block innovation that's going to come out in the next 20 years that these Gen Alpha and Gen Beta is going to love. They're going to love playing around with blocks in some form. There's got to be some new innovation. I was thinking about going onto Facebook Marketplace and trying to sell H-1B visas because I think I can get their hopes up that I have them for sale. I make a Facebook account known as the Donald Trump. Spelled differently, spelled like a second generation English speaker, like a first or like a a non-English speaker would say Donald Trump, I'd put it on there as my Facebook account, and then I go on Facebook Marketplace and I sell H-1B visas, and I scam them into buying the H-1B visa from Donald Trump, and and then that way I get the money before they actually come over here and steal our jobs, supposedly. It does seem like liberals and conservatives are coming together against Indians coming over and taking engineering jobs. I think the sanctity of the workplace microwave is at stake. They don't want to have to clean the microwave from yellow stains from turmeric and curry. They want to keep it smelling like hot dogs and croissant rolls. Pillsbury Doughboy croissant rolls and hot dogs in the microwave at the workplace. That's what the American people want. They don't want to have a yellow stained curry and turmeric salad going into the microwave. They want to be a nice salad of mayonnaise, hot dogs, and croissant rolls. That's how I want my America. What are we gonna do? Start selling fucking what's the paneer McDonald's? Is my Big Mac gonna be made out of paneer and some kind of weird Indian bread? I don't think so. We need to keep it of nice hamburgers. Otherwise, I got so many McDonald's points. I don't want them coming over and taking our jobs, because then, well, if there's no quarter pounder with cheese, these points are gonna expire without me using them. This is going to be a very short Shower Party News Network episode. I think it's going to be about 30 minutes long, because other than all I have on my mind currently is George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life, Tim Allen, and Minecraft, and we're getting to the point where I'm going to have to start combining them, of George Bailey being in the Minecraft too, being like, oh no, I gotta go mine some coal, and then his angel comes down, which happens to be Tim Allen. That's the recast, and he says, no, buddy, you gotta get a Corvette in Minecraft. Hold on, we're gonna combine these, and it's gonna be funny eventually. Tim Allen comes down, builds a Minecraft. He's the angel from It's a Wonderful Life, and he builds a Corvette in Minecraft too. And George Bailey is upset that it isn't as cool as Mr. Potter's car. He's like, oh, Mr. Potter has a Lamborghini. And then Tim Allen's like, no, actually the horsepower in the Corvette. Something stupid with cars. And then, what else we talk about? Facebook Marketplace. Oh, shit, how do we incorporate Facebook? George Bailey starts selling his ass on Facebook Marketplace. And McDonald's points. And then George Bailey has to start over. The bank isn't really doing too well, the savings and loan, so he has to redeem his McDonald's points to get a McDonald's location of his own. And then Tim Allen, the bell rings at the ball pit. Some kid rings a bell, and Tim Allen gets his wings. Now that was funny. That was funny. If you think about it, that was hilarious. Tim Allen. George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. Oh, Mr. Potter. I'm going to add that to my repertoire of accents that I do in the shower. I'm going to master George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. And one day on this podcast, there's going to be an Indian telemarketer speaking with Forrest Gump and George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. Forrest Gump, of course, being from the movie Forrest Gump. And then the Indian telemarketer being from Slumdog Millionaire. So I'm going to have a bunch of movie references I will be able to do, given that's my New Year's resolution, is be better at those three accents in particular. This podcast will be hosted by me exclusively going forward, with a rotating conversation of guests that are George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. The guy, I've never seen Slumdog Millionaire, but I imagine they have Indian accents. And then Forrest Gump. That's what this podcast is, and you can tell friends to say, hey, have you heard of the Shower Party deal? How good it is? With the one guy playing four characters, one of them being himself, and the three others being very easy things to do. And then I'll have like puppets that are an Indian guy and Forrest Gump and George Bailey. And maybe we'll throw in the angel whose name I will, Clarence. There we go. It would have been so much funnier if I sold all of those jokes earlier, and knowing the angel's name was Clarence, I just forgot. That's bad. That's my bad. If I knew Clarence, you would have been laughing your asses off. At the Minecraft and George Bailey and Tim Allen all combined into one? If I knew his name was Clarence, you would have been... This is what you know is the kids call anti-comedy, is when I try to combine Minecraft 2, Tim Allen, George Bailey, and whatever the fuck else I did. That's called anti-comedy. And you guys should be rolling around in your little cars listening to me right now, because I did anti-comedy to combine all of the actual kind of jokes I did for the rest of the episode. That's what we call callbacks and anti-comedy. Going into one is really the mathematics of it. Do you think I can make friends by selling objects on Facebook Marketplace? I live in California, so it's going to be a slew of college kids that are way too rich, and I should be charging more for couches and such, and also Mexicans moving out from their parents' household. Those are the two people that come buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace in California. I wonder if I can make a ragtag group of friends from selling all of my belongings. Because you don't need possessions when you have friends. Friends are a resource so much greater than things such as a mattress and couch. If you have friends, you have everything. Thank you. If I have a ragtag crew of Pepperdine University and UCLA students, as well as Mexicans that are freshly 18 moving out from their parents' household, I think we might have a ragtag crew that can do just about anything. Hanging out at bars is going to be a fun time when I have 20 friends that are a mixed match of rich white kids coming out to California and Mexicans that have been here their entire life. This ragtag crew can do anything they put their minds to. And then one day we pool all our money together, me pulling my money from selling all of the objects on Facebook Marketplace to them, and them pulling their money from their fathers and working their jobs. We'll come together and purchase a McDonald's in which we all work at. I manage the front end because I am the one that brought them all together, and they know I have the people skills in order to make friends and instant customers. And of course, we know who's going to be manning the fry cook. The fry cook is going to be you know who. And then we just have management, of course, being the rich kids that put up the most money for the McDonald's. And we do split it evenly, even though their parents put up the most money. This ragtag crew, known as the marketplacers, are going to be running the McDonald's, making oodles and oodles of cash. This has been a broadcast of the Shower Party News Network, ranging in topics to international business, which is the Santa Claus 4 and Tim Allen, and local news, which was my pointage on the McDonald's app, and weather, which was included when I talked about David Krumholtz being the main Jew elf. That was the weather portion of the news, because they control it. And then local news is also the local gay men I'm selling my asshole to on Facebook Marketplace. So we really covered a lot of topics on the Shower Party News Network. And there's going to be some sort of subliminal messaging, brainwashing, because this is the news network. I don't know which way we're going to do it, conservative or liberal. We'll figure it out in the post. But there will be a subliminal message if you play this backwards. It's going to either tell you to vote one way or the other, and also tell you to either kill or you're being killed by a certain group. Either way, we'll figure it out, but if you play this in backwards, you'll figure it out when you play backwards, because most people do play their news backwards to get their subliminal messaging. Do that, and you'll be able to know who to vote for, or who to kill, or you're being killed by. That's what's going to happen when you play the entirety of this Shower Party News Network podcast backward. And it also tells you that you need to tell 10 friends in an office email, a funny, quirky office email. You need to put the link to the Shower Party podcast that you just listened to into the email and tell your coworkers, send this to 10 friends, or you're going to die a violent death at work. And you're going to forward that to 10 of your work friends. And they're going to listen to the podcast because you also told them to do that in the email. and the subject is going to be, "This is so funny, email this to 10 co-workers or you're going to die." 10 friends. Actually, you're going to branch out. 10 friends are going to die if you don't listen to this and forward it to other people, and it's the link to the Shower Party podcast. And that's how the grassroots approach to marketing a podcast happens, is that you threaten them with death in a funny office email. And that's how the Joe Rogan Experience got so big. He just got into like BlackRock, the investment group, and the property owner or whatever, BlackRock. He had a friend there, and that's when the office email chain started. And that's how the Joe Rogan Experience got so big. You might not know that. It actually started at BlackRock. And he emailed it to 10 friends, co-workers, and then they emailed it. And the JRE is when he got Donald Trump on there. It was the chain of events that started as a fun office email, just cascaded through all of the world. And JRE got so big. All right, tell a friend. I'm Liam Salvage. You guys have fun out there. And in the words of Tim Allen, thank you.